With all of these use cases going on inside of ChatGPT, it can get a little confusing on what's what and what's where. One of the things that we're going to talk about today in this video is what's the difference between a project and a thread in ChatGPT. Once you understand these, I think it'll make using these tools a lot easier for you. Now, you don't have the option of projects if you're using the free tier, so you really just need to understand threads. But let's talk about both in case you do have the paid version. It's about $20 a month. There is no affiliate on this, so don't worry. I'm not out to make money off of this. What I am trying to do is just teach you how to utilize AI in your life and in your family's life so that you can understand what you're doing and what you're not doing. A lot of people have different opinions on what's ethical and what's not. And I think it's important that we understand what the tools are before we can decide what it is that is ethical and what is acceptable inside of our boundaries and outside of our boundaries. So let's talk about, again, the difference between a project and a thread in ChatGPT. First of all, a project is like an ongoing, organized workspace. This is important because if you are doing like a project based on your house renovations project, you don't want that to be mixed with maybe your budget project. Because if you do, they might make some decisions based on what's going on in your home renovations according to budget. Okay, so keep them separate. I have them for different aspects of my businesses as well as for different clients that I have, because some of them I need to have ideas on what's better copywriting. Yes, I like this. No, I don't like this. It's a great place to go in and brainstorm. And the project has been trained on what it is exactly that I'm looking for inside of that workspace. So I don't have to introduce it every time and train it every time. It's already been trained. Now, when I do a thread, it's a single conversation with memory, and across memories and across threads, they don't generally remember what another thread is doing. In a project, you can have multiple threads inside of a project, and the project itself retains the memory of each thread. And so you can open a new thread inside of your project, and it will say, oh yeah, we talked about this 4 threads ago. But if you open up a standard thread over on, and I'll show you in the dashboard in ChatGPT, when you open up a regular thread that just has a history, it may or may not recall what you did in previous threads, which isn't always great. Now, I have trained mine to where it actually has permission to go in. I left the data open. A lot of people could say, oh, I don't want it to keep my data for training and stuff. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that because I want it to train appropriately the way that I need it to be trained. But again, I understand the differences. Therefore, I can make an informed decision. If you're not making an informed decision, then it is no longer informed consent. And you need to be able to know the difference on what you're using and what you're not using before you say, oh, I didn't agree to them using my information on Facebook. I didn't give them information. I didn't say that they could use my information, my purchasing information on Amazon. You do though. So, and you need to understand what information you're giving and you're allowing before you can say, oh, I'm not doing this or I am doing this. So I will have some videos up about what's allowed for data usages and settings and how to change them and alter them to fit what it is that you want to do. So in a thread, again, it's a single conversation with memory. Now, when to use each is going to get pretty fun. So we're going to talk about, so project is more for like big ideas or organized tasks. For instance, if you're a writer, you might do a book, one book or one series inside of a project. If you are working on homework, you might have your project would be history for history class, and then you would put all of your threads and stuff inside of there. Threads are like quick chats or one-off questions. I have threads that are actually based upon a project that's outside of a project. So I'll say, I'm going to have you reference this project. I want to have you come at it from an outsider's perspective, and I want to know what your thoughts are if we were going to come at this from a consultant perspective. Okay, so there's lots of ways that you can actually utilize this, but we're going to just keep it really simple and how to use these inside of a real life situation. My family meal planner would be a project, and I'm asking for a recipe is a thread. I'm asking for like dinner recipes would be a thread. Okay, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. We're going to go into my ChatGPT. This is my personal GPT that I use, and here are my projects over here on the left-hand side, and then I also have threads that I have opened, and it will tell you what it is like assigned to. So for instance, this one right here is using a specific GPT that I've trained. Go check out my video on what is a GPT, but essentially a GPT is a specialist inside of your ChatGPT account that is designed just for that specific purpose. So for instance, my GPTs that I have available might be, one of them that I have is like my prompt starter, how to learn how to do prompts, how to create prompts better. That's a GPT that I have, and it has been trained and designed to do that specific thing. And so I go in there and I get help. help, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna come over here and look at a project. So I have a project here, which is my simple AI family, and it's called AI Me. Inside of AI Me, I have all of my projects, my GPTs, my basic video ideas, and I brainstorm a lot in here, but I have it very specific. I only wanna talk about ChatGPT, and I only wanna talk about Claude. And then what you have is you have an add file section. So if I wanted to bring in here and be like, yeah, I am going to bring in some project files that I want to bring in. These might be PDFs. They might be things that I want to train this project on. It might be books that I've written, blog posts that I've written, CSV files that I have that would be based on data and stuff, based on the things that I need for this specific project. So I can add files here about that. Another one that I would do is I would add in like the instructions. How do I want it to be? Well, this is a very simple, it's been trained very simply. It's an AI expert, teaching expert, business and marketing strategist. Let's keep it simple and accessible. So literally what I've tried to do and what I will be doing is adding my own marketing and business strategy and consulting experiences into the project part. And I will be putting that into this part of the add files as I am continuing to build out this project folder. Okay, so all of my threads in here, and I do a different thread for each specific task that I'm doing inside of this specific project. So for instance, I have my family GPT ideas. I went back and forth with chat about these specific GPTs that I wanted to create for my toolkit that I have available, as well as for the starter pack. And all of these things are kept inside of that specific thread, and it's organized. I don't have to go searching through and scrolling because trust me, y'all, I have a lot of threads. And so when I put them inside of a project, it keeps everything organized. So AI resources for families, AI content ideas breakdown. There's a lot of things that I use my specific projects for in my chat for, and this helps me keep it organized. So that is what a project is for. Now, if I'm just like, hey, I'm just kind of looking at the weather in Springfield, Missouri, I would just bring up this thread from yesterday, or I can actually, here, I'm going to come here to my Shopify one, and I'm going to say, hey, boost direct sales with Sell Easy for Shopify. So I needed a description for a video that I was doing, my author marketing strategy business. I needed an SEO description for Pinterest with the appropriate hashtags, right? And so I came in here to just a standard thread. I didn't need it trained on anything. I just had a standard thread where I was like, hey, this is where I'm coming to just do some standard, quick, fast work. And that's what I use my threads for. When I need something more detailed, that's when I come into my projects. Or if I need something specialized, I come into my GPTs. Okay, guys, if you have any questions about this at all, please put them in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you think about projects and threads. And what are you doing to keep things simple and accessible for yourself and your family with AI? What do you have questions about for AI? I'd love to help you. Put them down below, or go to my website and fill out my questionnaire, because I am always asking questions. Hit like and subscribe, and go ahead and hit the bell sign so that it gives you the notifications. We will hit you up again with more information on AI. Again, let's keep this simple. Share this with a friend. When we understand the tools, then we can define the boundaries that we want to set for ourselves. Thanks, you guys.